Dear friends, last day I have told that I would answer the questions usually asked by my friends about my conversion. When we travel through darkness, we will long for light. To that direction where we get a speck of light, you will turn and move. I too did the same. And my life became troublesome because of financial crisis, family crisis, and the ensued psychological crisis. I wandered in search of peace, and on my way, I arrived at Brahmananda Swami Shivayogi Siddhasramam, Alathur, Palakkad. And there I had got a chance to discuss with the head of the institution, Swami Nirmalananda Yogi. I had already read the book of Brahmananda Swami Shivayogi, Moksha Pradipam. And so I loved his guidance. I loved the guidance of Swami Nirmalananda Yogi. He welcomed me and directed me to assist him in editing and distributing, posting the Sarigrahi magazine in Malayalam, the Ashram published. And by chance, I got a copy of Qur'an Darshanam by Jaganur Maulavi. And that was a magazine we used to get regularly, freely. And so I discussed many things in it with the Swami, and I asked him the permission to study more about Qur'an. And he said, okay, no problem, because knowledge is God. Prajnanam Brahma. That is the advice of Upanishads and Vedas. You can go ahead. I got the permission of Swami. I visited the mosques and many Muslim families to get more information about the Islamic teachings. But from the mosque, the Maulavis told me that as I am a kafir, I am coming from Hindu community, I cannot read Quran. Further, it is in Arabic language. So one day I met a teacher of Islamic college in Alathur, and he gave me a book, Islam Matam, a translation, a book of Abu Ala Maududi. I read it in 2 weeks and returned, and he gave me another book, a tafsir, translation of or interpretation of, so to say, Quran, part 1, wherein Fatiha is explained, and so I got much points therein. Iyaka nabadu, iyaka nasta'in. That was a good line. I much enjoyed. Then, as I went on, in Surah Baqarah, I read 255 verses, tells us of pantheism. And again, in 56, it tells us that there is no compulsion in embracing Islam. There is no compulsion. Surah 109, verses 6. tells us that there is no compulsion. Anybody can have their own faith, and there is no interference. That gives peaceful coexistence in a society. So I went ahead reading other volumes, and I thought of converting myself to Islam to study more and more. And I went to Penani, Mountain Islam Sabha. I filled up the application form, and after informing my family, I converted to Islam with the permission of my father and mother. And my mother was hesitant, but she accepted my request. And my wife told me that I can go anywhere as I please. So there was no problem. And then after coming out of Mount Safa with the certificate of discharge, I visited so many Muslim groups. Perhaps I may be the only lucky man to have contact and living together personal experience with all the groups in Kerala, all the Muslim groups in Kerala, all the Muslim factions in Kerala. EK Sunni, AP Sunni, Jamaat Islami, Qadiani, Mujahids, and even a group that has no connection with this Wonder group. Okay, so I shall deal every group where I got much experiences, positive and negative, in coming classes, coming explanations. Follow me, subscribe me. If you like, click like and share with your friends. Thank you.